we don't go. It's a little bit too dangerous. So we said, listen, we don't need to pay $160. I have an interesting fact for you. Did you know that when the Apple iPhone Bluetooth is turned off, that the Bluetooth is not actually turned off? Think about it. You go to your phone, you go to the settings, you turn off the Bluetooth, and well, you're not able to detect your device. You're not able to find a speaker. The speaker can't find you. Your earphones, your AirPods can't find you. You can't find anything. But did you know the actual Bluetooth is still turned on? It is. How do I know? I own a product design and manufacturing company. And one of our projects, we had a customer that came to us and said, hey, I want to put up solar lights at a hotel. And I want to know when guests are walking up and approaching the door of the hotel, I want those lights to automatically turn on. So what we did was we actually took the Apple iPhone because, 50% of the employees would use Apple iPhones, and the people attending and going to this hotel, they also had Apple iPhones. So the stakeholder, the individual that hired us for this project, they said, hey, I want to use the iPhone to turn on these lights. So there are some constraints that we didn't have to select. They were provided to us. And long story short, using an Apple iPhone, your Bluetooth is always on, and we were able to turn on these lights as you walk up to it with your Bluetooth on or off. Now, of course, your phone needs to be on, but that's an interesting fact. The Bluetooth is always turned on. And, I didn't know that up until the point where my business partner said, hey, come into my office, check this out. And he demonstrated that the Bluetooth is always on. Go research it, check it out. It's there. Today, we're talking about the Apple AirTags and how they can be used for tracking devices. And this story I want to tell you is about a time that I sent a package to Brazil and it got lost. So I had a software engineer working at our company, and he had to go back to Brazil for an extended period of time for us to, do some documentation and paperwork for his visa. And I have known in the past sending packages to Brazil has been a little bit sketchy. Sketchy meaning we would send a package, it would get lost, nobody knew where it was, and literally months or a year later, the package comes back to us, the original sender, in the mail. So in this instance, I knew that my software guy was going back to Brazil and I needed to send him some hardware. He was programming those items. And I said, hey, you're going back. Do you have an address that I could send a package to just to kind of do a dry run of sending a package? And let's see if it gets lost in the mail. Let's see what happens. And that was this year. This year, well, depending on when you're watching this video, 2022, that was this year. So we did a dry one. We sent a package to Brazil, and it was actually a device. It was a particle matter sensor. It would detect the particle matter in the air and tell you if the air is clean, dirty, basically air quality sensor. And to us, it was an old device. It actually didn't work, but it had full packaging, something that we did for a customer in the past. And so I thought, hey, let's send that. It's more or less trash to us. Let's see if anyone in customs picks it up. Well, sure enough, as it goes, it went a little bit like this. We sent the package out, and it went out in April 8th of 2022. And the package was 11 inches by 9 inches by 2 inches. So it was a pretty slim package. And we were able to ship the package, and we received notification on April 15th that there was a VAT due. And if you're not familiar with that, if you're watching the show as an American, a VAT is a value added tax. So a lot of countries in the world basically will add a tax if you're importing something that wasn't manufactured in that country. So they sent us a VAT of $160. Now, I don't recall the amount that we claimed on the package. It was something like $25. But keep in mind, to us, it was basically garbage because it didn't really work. But the people in the customs didn't know that. And I don't know if they actually went online to look up the device or what have you, but they contacted our stakeholder in Brazil and said, listen, you got to pay us $160. And in any other circumstance, we would have to pay that if we wanted to get that package delivered. And in our instance, we were just doing a dry run. So we said, listen, we don't need to pay $160. No big deal. Just send the package back to us. And they said, listen, we are not going to send that package back to you. It's going to go to a junkyard if you decide not to pay that amount. And I thought to myself, that's interesting. Normally, if a package gets rejected, it would be shipped back. So I found that to be kind of interesting. And messages went kind of back and forth with my software engineer and, where we were sending it to. Because we declined to pay for that, the package went to kind of this like pack and mail place, or this kind of, I would say, kind of a post office box in a shopping mall area. We knew because we looked it up on Google Maps. And on June 20th, it was moved. And this was in Sao Paulo, Brazil. And it moved and it stayed there for quite a while. And I tracked the location. And from that point, it didn't move very far. So I thought, wow, they're holding this here. They're waiting for us. They're waiting for, I'm not sure what they were waiting for. But on July 5th, I tracked the location and it actually went to, drumroll please, it went to somebody's apartment. So we didn't pay for the VAT. We shipped a product and it ended up going to someone's apartment. And I had my software guy confirm, was this someone's apartment? Would this be, somewhere that we want to go and retrieve this package? And he said, that is an area in Brazil. We don't go. It's a little bit too dangerous. And for all intents and purposes of this dry run, it's not worth it. So just write off that Apple AirTag you lost and write off that package. So I thought that was quite interesting. We were told it was going to a landfill, and it should have gone to a landfill, but it didn't. It went to somebody's house. And at that point, I was not able to track it. I don't know if they took the battery out. I don't know if they had destroyed it, but it actually went to somebody's house and it remains there today. So that is the story of sending a product with an Apple AirTag, tracking it to Brazil, and the story of what it means to go through customs, not paying customs, and where your package goes. If you've enjoyed watching this video, I would appreciate it if you would share it with a friend, like it, or at least leave a comment. Either way, I appreciate you watching this video. Thank you.